Sometimes what looks like a blessing is really a trap. If you don't check where a gift comes from, you might accept something meant to hurt you, not help you. In everyday life, we're taught to say thank you when someone gives us something. We smile and take it politely. But in the spirit world, not all gifts are what they seem to be. Today, I want to open your eyes because there are 5 types of gifts that might carry hidden curses. Quiet, harmful spiritual traps meant to enter your life. The enemy is good at hiding. He doesn't come with red horns and a pitchfork. He wraps himself in beauty, kindness, and generosity. Remember this truth. Lying is the weapon of darkness, and disguise is its cover. The devil doesn't just come through threats. He comes through gifts. He doesn't always break down your door. Sometimes he comes through your mailbox, your birthday party, your wedding, or your new home. If you don't spot it, you'll take a gift and unknowingly make a deal in the spirit. The Bible says in Proverbs 15:27, "Greedy people bring trouble to their families, but those who hate bribes will live." This isn't just about bribes in court. It's about being careful with anything you get from the wrong source or with bad intentions. In the spirit world, receiving means agreeing. When you take something, you line up with the giver, for good or bad. I want you to hear me clearly. These gifts I'm about to mention aren't evil by themselves, but the enemy uses them to carry bad influence into your life. Satan doesn't need you to say yes. He just needs you to take part. And one moment of not knowing the spiritual danger can open the door to years of trouble. So let's look deeper now. The first kind of gift you should never accept is jewelry or clothing from someone whose spiritual life is doubtful or who fights against good rules. Why? Because clothes and jewelry carry presence. They soak up the feeling of their previous owner. In Acts 19, the Bible tells us people took Paul's handkerchiefs and aprons to the sick, and demons left because God's presence was on them. If God's power can move through cloth, don't you think evil power can too? Some bracelets, rings, or necklaces aren't just fashion items. They're spiritual chains. They were blessed, but not by God. They were prayed over, but by hands serving the wrong altar. Some clothes were made during dark rituals, and when you put them on, your life changes. You start having scary dreams. Fighting in your spirit grows, and you don't know where it came from. It came from what you wore. You must check the source. In the world of witchcraft, certain oils and perfumes are spiritually charged to draw spirits, control emotions, tempt minds, and open doors to the spirit world. Be careful with scents given to you by people involved in New Age practices or strange spiritual beliefs. Some oils weren't made in a factory. They were made in a ritual. People chanted over them, put blood on them, and gave them spiritual missions. That's why when you wear it, you feel different. You think it's confidence? It's really a cover of influence made to attract not favor, but spiritual attention. That beautiful statue might be a god in someone's village. That old mask might have been worn during ancestor worship. You might call it culture, but in God's kingdom, it's an altar. In Deuteronomy 7:26, the Lord said, "Do not bring anything awful into your house, or you will be destroyed like it. Hate it completely, for it is set apart for destruction." Listen, some of you are asking for freedom, but the altar you're trying to tear down is sitting on your coffee table. The evil spirit you fought on Sunday is looking at you from your bookshelf. You can't host God's presence and keep the enemy's tools. You must choose. Gifts from other spiritual systems are doorways. They invite legal access, and demons don't need you to invite them. They need a reason. That item might be why you can't sleep, why your business is failing, why your children are rebelling. The enemy doesn't fight fair. He hides where you can easily see him. When God gave Israel the promised land, he didn't just tell them to win it. He told them to destroy every idol, every image, every object tied to false worship. God didn't say keep it because it looks nice. He said destroy it so it won't trap you. Some of you are sleeping next to traps. You've decorated your house with traps. You've put traps on your body calling it fashion. But tonight, God's Spirit is turning on the lights in your life. Your spirit feels uneasy about something. Don't ignore it. Don't say, "Oh, maybe I'm thinking too much." No, that's God's Spirit speaking to you. He doesn't shout, he gently nudges. He doesn't panic, he guides. And if you ignore his warning, you might end up keeping what heaven told you to throw away. The second type of gift to avoid is one that comes as a peace offering from someone who cursed you, fought you, or competed with you before. Let me explain. In witchcraft, making up can be a ritual. A deal with demons can be hidden as forgiveness. Just because someone says sorry doesn't mean they've truly changed before God. And many times, their gift isn't to bring peace, but to regain control. Proverbs 26:24-25 says, "Though they speak nicely, don't believe them, for there are 7 bad things in their heart." I'm not telling you to hold grudges, but I am telling you not to be foolish. Spiritual maturity means I can forgive you without opening my door to you again. A gift from a wrong heart is a hidden bribe. It's meant to come back into your life, not to bless you, but to get spiritual access again. Be wise. That innocent-looking book someone gave you, that cultural story, that ancient wisdom text, it might hold more than you realize. Words are seeds. When you read something inspired by demons, those spirits look for a place to stay. Some books aren't just informative, they are doorways. They plant ideas, twist truths, blur what you know is right. If the writer bowed to false gods while writing, don't be surprised if reading it opens a door in your mind. Be careful what you bring into your home, your spirit, your soul. Remember this, the kingdom of darkness doesn't need you to help. It just needs you to not know. It grows when you don't question, when you don't check, when you accept everything without spiritual insight. But God's Spirit is a spirit of truth. He shows what's hidden. He exposes what's covered. And he doesn't reveal to entertain. He reveals to set free. He exposes so you can remove it. Some of you need to check your spiritual house tonight. Go through your jewelry, your bookshelves, your souvenirs, your gifts. Don't just look at them. Pray over them. Ask the Lord, what doesn't belong here? What has attached itself to my space? What is fighting against my peace behind closed doors? The devil hopes you never ask these questions, but the moment you do, the chains begin to shake. Why? Because once the truth is shown, the lie loses power. The third kind of gift you must reject is anything related to idols, statues, or strange art from foreign places, especially when you don't know where it came from. Some of you need to go home and clean house, not just physically, but spiritually. Go through your things with prayer. Check your closet, your drawers, your downloads, your bookshelves, your decorations. Put your hands on things and ask God's Spirit, does this honor you, or does this hurt you? Some of you have idols without knowing it. Some of you have items from foreign lands that carry the leftover spiritual weight of ancestor worship. Some of you have jewelry that was made as part of spiritual rituals. It's time to do more than decorate. It's time to make holy. And don't just clean your house, clean your heart. Ask the Lord, have I kept things because of pride, emotion, or fear? Some people don't throw away cursed gifts because they're afraid to upset the giver. But let me ask you, would you rather upset a person or upset God? Would you rather disappoint someone or disappoint God's Spirit? When Saul disobeyed God and kept what was supposed to be destroyed, the kingdom was taken from him. He lost everything, not because he didn't fight, but because he didn't finish. He saved what God said to get rid of, and God doesn't bless what he told you to break. Some of you need to burn the bridge to your past. That love letter you kept for memories, get rid of it. That item from your old life, the one that reminds you of your party days, your rebellion, your sin, destroy it. That object from someone involved in witchcraft or false religion, don't give it away, burn it. Don't give someone else a curse, destroy it completely. When the Israelites found items set apart for destruction, they didn't sell them again. They burned them before the Lord. And because of that, They restored favor with heaven. You're not being paranoid when you question what enters your space. You're being wise. The Bible says, "A wise person sees danger and hides, but the simple keep going and suffer." Some of you have suffered because peace never comes. You've suffered from delay, from being stuck, from division, and you've been praying, but not purging. The curse isn't always outside. Sometimes it's inside your own tent. Remember the story of Achan? One man kept a cursed item in his tent, and the whole nation lost the battle. Joshua didn't know why the army was losing until God said, "There's a cursed thing among you." And the moment it was found and removed, victory returned. Don't think your hidden object won't affect your visible results. One cursed object can contaminate your whole atmosphere. I've helped people who struggled with demonic oppression for years, only to find it was connected to something small they had missed. A coin from a ritual, a charm bracelet from a psychic, a handmade item from a relative involved in dark practices. The enemy doesn't always knock loudly. Sometimes he slips in through sentiment. He hides behind culture. He hides behind politeness. But his mission is always the same: to kill, to steal, and to destroy. I've seen people whose entire spiritual climate changed because of a single object. I'm not telling you theory. I'm telling you what I've witnessed. The fourth gift that often carries hidden witchcraft is money given to control you. Not all money is neutral. That's why in Matthew 6:24, Jesus said, "You cannot serve both God and money." He didn't just say money. He named the spirit behind corrupted money. Money given to control you, to make you feel guilty, to own your loyalty. Reject it. Gifts with strings are not gifts. They are chains. Some people use giving as a witchcraft tool. They want you to depend on them, submit to them, fear them, and the moment you try to leave, they remind you of everything they gave you. That's not love. That's spiritual witchcraft. That's not generosity. That's a curse in disguise. If someone's giving is trying to make you their prisoner, reject it. It's better to be free with nothing than to be blessed but bound. One of the most hidden spiritual chains forms when someone gives you a gift to establish control, emotional dependence, or a lasting connection. That ex-boyfriend who gave you jewelry, and you've kept it in your drawer just because it's pretty. That old friend you stopped talking to after betrayal, but you still wear the scarf they bought you. That person who liked you romantically and gave you a watch or ring, and even though nothing happened between you, you kept it. You don't realize what you've done. You've allowed their spirit to stay close through the object. The soul tie wasn't just emotional. It became spiritual the moment you kept what they used to mark you. And the longer it stays, the harder it becomes to move forward. Some women can't connect to their God-chosen husband because they're still wearing jewelry from a fake one. Some men can't step into their purpose because they're still keeping a gift from a Delilah. You must understand, gifts are spiritual anchors. They hold things in place, and until you uproot them, your future cannot fully appear. Some people are constantly watched in the spirit. Why? Because a spiritual doorway was opened through a gift. The enemy is tracking your progress. He knows where you go, how you think, when to attack. Not because you're careless, but because you brought in a device. Some gifts are actually spiritual surveillance tools. You call it decoration. The devil calls it a door. You call it sentiment. He calls it a spy. He watches through that item. He studies your behavior. And when the timing is right, he launches an attack against you. That's why Paul warned the Galatians, "Who has cast a spell on you?" That's a strong word, spell, not because they drank poison or bowed to an idol, but because they accepted influence from the wrong source. And in the spiritual realm, influence often passes through gifts, words, and symbols. The witchcraft didn't come through violence, it came through subtlety, and that's how the enemy moves. He doesn't need a storm, he just needs a seed. If he can plant the right seed through the right gift at the right time, he will harvest destruction in your life. You must learn to question every gift, Ask questions in the Spirit. Lord, is this from you? Don't just look at the giver. Look at the altar they stand on. What spirit controls their life? What's flowing through their hands? Because what flows through them flows into what they give. When someone gives you something, their spirit comes attached to that seed. That's why Paul laid hands carefully. That's why the apostles warned, don't suddenly lay hands on anyone. Don't be quick to embrace what hasn't been tested, because the transfer is real. Lastly, the fifth gift you must never receive is anything given during a major life change by someone who is jealous or spiritually compromised. When you're getting married, starting a business, buying a home, or having a baby, that's when your life is most vulnerable. That's when people come to celebrate with you, but some of their hearts are full of bitterness and curses. Not every wedding gift is a blessing. Not every baby gift is innocent. Some people don't celebrate you, they sabotage you, and they do it with a smile in a wrapped box. Do you know why the wise men brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh to Jesus? Because gifts seal seasons. Gifts speak spiritually. Gifts are prophetic transactions, and Satan copies that. The wrong gift at a major moment can delay your destiny. That's why you must pray over every gift. You must ask God's Spirit for insight. You must cover your home with Jesus' protection and break every attachment that comes with the hands that gave it. Don't live assuming everyone means well. Jesus said, "Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves." That means I can be kind, but I am not foolish. I can be loving, but I am not blind. I don't receive gifts without prayer. I don't keep items without spiritual insight. I don't honor people above God's Spirit. If He says don't keep it, I don't keep it. If He says return it, I return it. Because it's not about the object, it's about the spirit attached to it. The enemy also sends cursed gifts to distract your focus. He will send you a gift that consumes your time, shifts your attention, or stirs your flesh, all to interrupt your dedication to God. That blessing that arrived just as you were about to start fasting. That new opportunity that came right when you committed to deeper prayer. That surprise door that looks like favor, but is pulling you back into worldly patterns. That's not just coincidence. It's witchcraft wrapped in convenience. If it pulls you away from God, it's not a gift. It's a curse in disguise. It's time to sharpen your spiritual insight. You cannot afford to accept every package with a smile and a thank you while ignoring what your spirit is whispering. Discernment is your survival tool in this generation. If your spirit feels uneasy about something, don't dismiss it. Spiritual maturity isn't just about how much scripture you quote. It's about how quickly you obey the whispers of God's Spirit. It's about how alert you are when something looks right but doesn't feel right. That feeling of unrest when you receive a certain item. That sudden heaviness after bringing something into your home. That change in your prayer life after receiving a particular gift. Don't ignore it. Those aren't random feelings. They are spiritual alerts. You need to understand that some people are assigned by the enemy to deliver the gift. They aren't the creators of the curse, but they are the delivery system. Just like UPS or FedEx brings a package from someone else, there are people the enemy uses to deliver his plan into your life. People who don't even realize they are being used. It could be someone who loves you, someone who thinks they're helping, but the item they're carrying was started on an evil altar. And when you accept it, you don't just receive the object, you accept the package in the realm of the Spirit. This is why you must make your space holy. You must make your home, your mind, your spirit, your relationships closed to demonic entry points. There are some gifts you must return, others you must destroy, some you must burn, some you must cover with Jesus' protection. Because not every gift is safe, not every token is neutral, and not every giver is clean. There are times when God will test you, not with lack, but with discernment. He'll allow you to be presented with something that looks appealing, just to see if you can see beneath the surface. Can you say no to what looks like a blessing because you sense it carries contamination? Can you walk away from what's shining if it smells like compromise in your spirit? That's where true spiritual strength is built, not on the public stage, but in the private decisions. There's a reason some of you felt peace leave your home after that birthday. There's a reason you haven't slept well since that engagement party. There's a reason your prayer life fell apart after you accepted that necklace. Don't ignore God's Spirit's warnings. Don't brush off His nudge. Don't be so polite that you keep poison on your shelf. Some of you need to go through your house and examine every gift. Ask God's Spirit, was this sent by you, or was this planted by the enemy? Some of you need to break agreements made by receiving those items. Cancel every demonic deal. Renounce every spiritual transaction. Put your hands on it and say, in Jesus' name, every curse attached to this gift is broken. Every spirit hiding in this object, leave now. This house belongs to God's kingdom. And if God's Spirit tells you to throw it out, don't wait. Obedience is your protection. I declare over your life today that every hidden curse is being uncovered. Every demonic gift is being exposed. Every witchcraft assignment is cancelled. And your house shall be a house of peace, power, purity, and presence. The enemy's plans are being reversed. You will walk with spiritual insight. You will move with spiritual intelligence. You will not be deceived, manipulated, or cursed by gifts meant to harm you. You are protected. You are guarded. You are victorious, not because of what you accept, but because of what you reject in wisdom and by the living God's Spirit. This is not superstition. It is spiritual warfare. This is not fear. It is wisdom. The enemy will always disguise the curse as a blessing, but the wise see beneath the surface. You are not called to be gullible. You are called to be guarded by glory. So rise up, clean your space, make your environment holy, and above all, never again accept a gift without the Spirit's permission. Because in this hour, what you allow in your hands can either bless your household or bind it. Let every gift you receive go through the filter of prayer, the fire of discernment, and the covering of the blood, because only what is blessed has the right to remain. May your eyes be opened, your home be cleansed, and your destiny be protected starting now.